Assalamu alaikum. So, I do not know if there is anything we can call the West anymore. The sun has apparently set in that horizon, and there's seemingly only Zionism and Zionism's Western helpers and proxies lighting fires across the world. The politicians, the weaponry, the militaries, the economies, the financial ledgers of the West appear to be under the yoke of servanthood to political Zionism. And aggregated Western powers appear to have sold out their own citizens for a crusade to fulfill Israel's Zionist ambitions, which they adamantly hope coincide with their own long-term interests, but they are perhaps being adroitly maneuvered to their own detriment. Israel played a long game to capture through robust and effective instruments of influence the power bases of the West. They utilized multi-pronged, interconnected pressure and lobby groups, moneyed interests, watchdogs, media tracking and monitoring, election candidate funding, censorship enablers, political handlers, think tanks, strategic advisors, presidential advisors, presidents and prime ministers, and through conditioning Western perception of Israel's supposed strategic importance, Zionism has activated the full force of their influence across the spectrum. With the power and arms and surveillance apparatus of the US and Britain and other nations now at their beck and call, they push the path of deception, war, slaughter, and expansion to the utmost extent. And genocide seems to be only a blip in their wider plans that they seek and wish to enact. And there's no need to guess at what is happening. We are being shown clearly on the world stage the dark futures that are being rolled out if we allow this to continue. And what are they showing us? They're showing us that they can commit a Holocaust before the eyes of the world, televised and broadcast, so no one can ignore and deny it. And yet their control of the narrative and the mainstream media is so pervasive that they can override and define it as they wish. A Holocaust in full view of every nation, every place, every human, several billion watching. And are we all truly helpless to halt it? Is this how mentally beaten the world is by Zionism and by the Western nations that prop it up and enable it? Unable to hold on to the promise of never again made by the West, a specious promise apparently made with fingers crossed behind their back. Are we unable even to do more than say a probable genocide, when we can all daily see the truth that it is more than a genocide? It is a deliberate, step-by-step immolation and intentional destruction and decimation of a whole people, a Holocaust, a genocide in front of our eyes and our sleeping conscience. They are showing us that they can easily transmute that never again into, if it's Israel committing it, again and again and again. And the world combined can do nothing to stop or even partially alleviate it because of the support given by these Western nations. That the dissenting institutions of the world are together unable to act in any semblance of effective opposition. They are showing us that terrorism has no meaning except as a changeable, delusory, politically duplicitous designation for those who oppose the West. That terrorism is a malleable denotation depending on who they ally with according to their political and strategic convenience. That terrorism is a label that must never be applied to them. So they've removed from it all useful significance or principled purport except as a political tool in their hands. They are showing us that truth has no transactional value, no reliable foundation or canon in the world that they are attempting to construct and impose. They are showing us that human life has no value, no importance, that its primary obligation is to submit and align wholeheartedly to their exorable hegemonic purpose, plans, and ambitions, slaughtering the innocent with impunity is the only way that they know to transact with the people they oppress and desire to vanish from the earth. Oppression of others inhabits and courses like a devil through their political bloodstream. And they are showing us that it matters not at all what the world thinks of them. They opine that power and might is in their hands. They believe that. And they believe that is sufficient for them. They are showing us that endless lies make for a purportedly successful methodology for those with force, authority, and ascendant sway over the propaganda disseminated through what? Through a submissive mainstream media. They are showing us that they will sideline and, if necessary, in order to persevere in their lies and their crimes, demolish and destroy the fundamentals of the system of international laws and principles of justice, which they themselves put into place. And they are showing us that if you speak truth against their lies, they will slowly work at building a system and laws to prevent the truth from even being spoken or acknowledged. So they're showing you and me that we are ostensibly helpless against power, that no matter what we say or do, their lies dominate over truth, and that we can struggle and strive and speak and write, but it will be of no practical effect, no use. They will continue to wantonly slaughter despite all our opposition and destroy at will. Their plans will inexorably move forward no matter what. That's what they're trying to show us. They're showing us also that they do not need to conceal the indefensible depravity of their crimes. They're in the grip of the fanaticism and Hadean bloodlust of the would-be Zionist, quote-unquote, Messiah, Netanyahu, that they serve on bended knee. And they're showing you that they want a population of sycophants, of bootlickers, cheerleaders, or passively silent citizens as they build their dreamed of fantasy empire on a fountain of falsehood and blood. And they are showing you that we live in a time where they seek to make you believe that lies are truths, that the oppressors are the oppressed, that the innocent are guilty, and that truth is just another obstacle to be stamped out or bombed into oblivion. And they're showing you that for the sake of strategic aims, brutal, inhuman violence will be carried out with cold-blooded efficiency, and innocent lives of men, of women, of children, of infants are grist for the mill of their grinding death machines. And they are showing you that they delight in these lies, in the deceptions, the misrepresentations, and falsehoods from the mouths of their mendacious leaders and their wheedling, groveling underlings. They enjoy the endless prevaricating games their spokesmen and press secretaries play with reporters, the incessant canards hoisted shamelessly on the public to keep them in a state of paralyzed desistance, while the crimes only increase, growing in scope and in intensity. Falsehood is their entire world, their strategy, their public persona, their politics, their speech, their very being, their quiddity, the debased spirit and essence of their lives. But as the Quran says, but know that falsehood is ever an evanescent, vanishing thing without real substance. It's Quran 34:49. So our job is to witness without cease for truth in our time, in this era, as a witness the conflict between truth and falsehood in every place, in every season, to the utmost extent of your ability. Inhabit the public space with the truth when they're spreading lies. For every lie thrown, hurl back at them the truth, as the Quran says, for we hurl the truth against falsehood, and behold, truth dashes out the brains of falsehood. That's Quran 21:18. So transform their season of blood and lies into a season of surcease of sorrow. Stop that sorrow. And the irresistible ascendance to the verity of truth. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you very much.